Hello there, Chris Johnson here with Chris Johnson Coaching, and I'm so excited that you have joined me for day one of my 5-day challenge of kicking anxiety's butt. That's right, through these next 5 days, I'm gonna arm you with some amazing tools to help you manage your anxiety. Hey, even if you don't have anxiety, it is a great thing to do. You never know when anxiety could pop its ugly head, or you know what, it'll be so perfect for your well-being. And hey, you might be able to help somebody else out. So who am I? Well, like I said, my name is Chris Johnson. I am a parent. I have 2 teenage kids, a boy and a girl, 16 and 18. I have my partner, my wife. We've been together for 30 years. We're coming up to our 25th wedding anniversary, but we've been dating since high school. I am a teacher. I teach grade 6, 7 right now. I love working with kids in the elementary schools. So much fun. It's a joy to go to work every day. And also, I am a personal coach. I have worked with athletes and people suffering from anxiety for the last couple of years, and I love to do this. I love to work with people to help them release those blocks so that they could have the best life possible. Well, what do I know about anxiety? Well, I'm telling you, I do know about anxiety. And anxiety raised its head in my life about 3 to 4 years ago. And let me bring you back. It was in the summer, and I was at a BMX track. My son, for the past 8 years, he was a competitive BMX racer, one of the best in the country. I needed something to do if I'm hanging out at the BMX tracks, so I started to volunteer. And it got me into announcing. I love announcing. It's so much fun. You put on the microphone and you become somebody crazy and you get the crowd all revved up. It's a blast. But while I was announcing this big race that we had at our local track, all of a sudden I got this headache at the back of my head, and it came on quickly, and I just started to feel a little bit weird. And in the middle of the race, I took off my microphone and I handed it to my announcing partner that was standing right there. And then my whole world just started to come in. And at this race, there was a good amount of people there. I don't know, 750 to probably 800 people that were at this race, from racers to families to everybody watching. And I was at the finish line, and everything started to melt down for me. I could not talk. People are talking to me, and I cannot formulate any words. Nothing can come out. My heart is racing. It is beating out of my chest. I start to get weak in my legs, and everything is just feeling like it's just kind of like a tunnel just going in. Well, some things that were bantered around, because there was a couple of nurses that were parents that were there trying to help me out, but some of the words that people were saying was, "You could be having a stroke right now." So they called an ambulance, and I went to the emergency at my local hospital. I spent the next 2 days there in a hospital bed going through so many tests. And there is some stress right there with all those tests. So with these tests, I lasted 2 days in there. Doctors talked about brain bleed. They talked about stroke. But every time I had a test, it came out good. Nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong. So after a while, I came to the realization that I know what this was. This was a panic attack. I was scheduled to go back to work that weekend after being off for the summer, and I was going to a place that had been really toxic for me for the last year, and I was not wanting to go back. And there it is. My brain started telling me that, you know what, I don't want you to go back either. So it kind of melted down. So for the next few years, until present day now, I have experienced anxiety. And I've had several other panic attacks involved throughout my 3 or 4 years. But what I've discovered is a phenomenal tool, and I'm telling you, I love it. I love it so much that I went and got my training in it. And what it's called is the Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, also known as tapping. Tapping has honestly changed my life. If you have never done tapping, I'm so excited that you're going to be joining me for 5 days, because we are going to do some. And I'm telling you, it is going to change your life. So let me give you a little analogy about tapping and kind of explain what it is. So tapping is, you tap on the different meridian points of your body while saying different phrases. And these meridian points are the energy points, and the same meridian points that they use in acupressure, acupuncture, all the same that they've discovered through Chinese medicine. And it just does an amazing thing. So back to this analogy. Well, let's talk about a highway. So one of the famous highways that I've driven many times in my life is the I-5, the Interstate 5 highway, which goes from northern Washington, Blaine area, which it'll pass through Seattle, passes through Portland, goes all the way down to Southern California. The I-5 highway will take you right to Disneyland if you want. I know, I've been many times. So if you're on a highway of this magnitude, you know that if you want to get from point A to point B, you need a car that's running well, and you need a roadway, a highway that's clear. So if, let's say there has been some accidents on the highway, maybe there's some tires that have been left over, lots of things are going on this highway. Well, if you drive, you're gonna have to avoid these things. So when you avoid these things, you have to slow down and you have to make your way around the different things. You're not gonna go as fast. You're not gonna have an efficient trip down to your destination. And that's with like your body. So if many things happen to you throughout your life, maybe there's these mini little traumas that have happened to you or something, and a trauma can be anything. Trauma is a big word, but it can be anything. Something as simple as you put your hand up in a classroom, say grade 4, and you answered out because you were nervous, and you answered out and the teacher laughed at you and made fun of you. That trauma will sit with you. And so all those little things become blockages in you. So what what tapping does, it's the tow truck. So if I get a tow truck and I go down that I-5 highway and I clear out those car wrecks that are there, and I get rid of those tires that are there, now I have a clear passageway, a clear roadway that I can drive my car without maneuvering, slowing down, and I can get to point B faster. So EFT kind of takes out those blockages, and so it'll, help you have a better life, a more easy life. And that's what anxiety is too. Anxiety, the things that will happen in your life, and that will cause anxiety, and it'll cause it to repeat and to repeat. So I want to try some tapping with you. Today we're just going to do a basic tapping, and then throughout the 5 days we're going to amp it up. So this first one, before I get to the exact tapping, what you're going to need to do is follow along. Hey, if you're embarrassed to do this or you're feeling anxious to do this, it's okay. Go into your bedroom, close the door. Nobody has to see you. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But to get the benefit of this tapping, you need to do it. You need to do it. So with tapping, we start with what we call the karate chop. And I use my my middle finger, my fourth finger, and I tap. So you tap along your karate chop. So everybody do that right now. Just do a quick little tapping. Okay, so if you were to do the karate chop, right there, right on the bottom. So that's the first point that we tap on, okay? I'm just gonna show you all the points first. Here's the first point, okay? Okay, the next points that are along the face, the chest area, okay? We start right there, right where your eyebrow starts, and you feel a little tiny indent. I use my middle finger for this one, and tap. Don't really hard, but just do it enough so that you can feel it. Okay, so that's one tapping point. Now you go along, okay, feel along the side of your eye here. You can feel it goes a little indent there as well. You tap right there, another meridian point. Okay, now we go beneath your eye, just beneath your eye, and that's a tapping point right there. Okay, now beneath your nose, right in between the little notch there, okay, tapping right there. You need to feel it, okay? Don't be gentle, just you need to feel it, but don't hurt yourself. Okay, now you go down to your chin, a little divot there in your chin. That's where you're gonna do a tapping, okay? It doesn't matter what hand you use when you tap. You can, if you're it works better with your left hand, it's okay. Anything, okay? I like to do it with my right hand. Okay, now we go down to kind of your chest bone, your collarbone area, and this is where I use my fist. And I give it a nice little tap right there. You can even hear it in my voice. Okay, the next one. Okay, you go to your armpit and just a little bit below. And it's a funny thing when I work with boys, I always tell them, if you had a bra, it's where your bra line would be. They get a kick out of that. But yeah, just where your bra line is. Okay. And the last one is at the top of your head. Now, some people like to do a circle, some people like to just tap in one spot. Anyway, whatever works best for you. Okay, those are all the tapping points. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a tapping, our first tapping. If it's your first tapping, that is awesome. I'm so excited. So we're gonna do one about feeling anxious and nervous about this challenge, about doing tapping. Simple as that. Okay, I've made a few little notes because I wanted to be ready for this specific tapping. So, okay, so as I tap, you're gonna do the exact same thing. Okay, I'll tap, then I'll say a phrase, then I will pause, which will give you time to repeat it. So you're gonna do exactly what I do. I'll say the phrase, you repeat it after me. Okay, so let's try this. Here we go. Start by tapping your karate chop. Okay, now I want you to repeat everything I say. Even though I'm feeling anxious and nervous about doing this challenge, I can feel it all through my body. I deeply and completely love, honor, and respect myself. Okay, we're gonna do this sequence 2 more times. Even though I'm feeling anxious and nervous about this challenge, I can feel it all through my body. I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. You are still tapping and you're still saying exactly what I say. Even though I'm feeling nervous and anxious about doing this challenge, I can feel it all through my body. I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Okay, now we're gonna go to the different points, okay? I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling anxious. This tapping thing is weird. I'm feeling nervous about this challenge. I have anxiety. I know people with anxiety. It's not fun. I'm feeling nervous about this challenge. My anxiety's kicking up. It's okay. I'm okay. I want to release this nervousness. I can feel my body calming down. I can feel the nerves in my body. They're calming down as well. I'm releasing this nervousness. I'm feeling excited about this challenge. I'm showing up for all 5 days. This is going to be amazing for me. I'm going to have better control of my anxiety. I'm feeling really good right now. What is this tapping? I love it. Releasing. Releasing anxiousness. Releasing nervousness. Welcoming in health. Welcoming in wellness. I feel calm. My body feels calm. I feel good. I am safe. I am safe. All right, take a deep breath. Every time I do EFT, if I do tapping, I can just feel it kind of releasing out of me. I feel amazing. And throughout these 5 days, we're gonna amp it up. And if you have any questions or if there's something specific that you want to talk about, feel free to send me a personal message or comment in the Facebook group. We're here to support you. If there's something that's specific that you want to tackle, hey, let's do it. This is a great place to do it. Like I said, I love EFT, and I'm looking forward to these next 5 days with you. This has been day 1, where it was an introduction to EFT, introduction to tapping. We started off with our first tapping, but we are going to amp it up, and you're going to be able to use EFT on a regular basis. So today, in your email, I'm going to also be sending you the tapping points, kind of a review of what the tapping points are so you can see them visually. And I look forward to the next 5 days with you, 4 more to go, and we're gonna crank it up and have an amazing time. So thank you so much for joining me, and it's with a lot of gratitude and thankfulness for you being here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.